Follow the script, don't ask why. Same lie, different suit, different time. Left, right, red, blue. If it don't add up, that's on you. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think. Lines in the sky, they say it's fine. Turn off your brain, trust the sign. Resist, obey, comply, die. Same old game, new reason why. Screens stay loud, truth stays buried. Breaking news, but the facts get blurry. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think. Seems sus. We bring the heat.
But I'm Brandon. This is Ed. We used to do a show called Crinkle Conspiracies. We can't call it by that name anymore because the algorithms of the AI bots do not like that word. So anything that has that word gets pushed to the back. So for anyone listening, this is basically Crinkle Conspiracies, now called Seems Sus. And if you're listening and not sure what this is about, we're going to talk about current events and other things that go on in society that we think seem suspicious, hence the name. So one of the current events that we're going to talk about tonight is the Cinnabon racist. Why did that become so popular? And it's almost like it backfired on what people. It's funny to me in the sense that people were sending her a bunch of money. Hello, Kel.
Hello, Kel. Nice.
Hi, Brandon and Ed.
Nice for you to join us this evening.
So I've been seeing a whole lot about the Cinnabon lady. She made a lot of money by being racist to a couple of people that wanted extra caramel on their Cinnabon. Why she blew up that way in the first place seems strange, and the way the media has been pushing it is just further getting her more money.
And attention. And there's like so many shots of her where she's smiling. It's like, why would you risk your professional Cinnabon job for a racist comment?
Why did they get so offended in the sense that she had to call them derogatory terms in the first place?
Yeah, that's
like, what led to that? Like, what led up to that, to her just blowing up on the people? And why is the media so hell-bent on pushing it for us to see? It's almost like the whole thing doesn't make sense. It's almost like it's been propagated just to be put out there to get people pissed off.
Yep.
So by that, I'm going to say probably fake news, because it's just more reason for people to start getting mad at each other. Which,
once you throw the race card in there, then like suddenly the news picks it up. They're just going to like bore you to death about reminding you about racism like you're a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I don't. It's dumb.
I don't think how that doesn't fix anything either. Like, oh, well, we know there's racism, so you need to know about it. So, like, as I said on my, I made a post about it. It says, I'm not going to be that way. I'm going to learn. I don't know. I just can't be racist myself. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to treat everybody equally, and I'm not going to have the media make an example of like how I should be when, most normal folk aren't, they're not racist,
For anyone that doesn't actually watch this, Ed is not a white person. So therefore, apparently, to society, he cannot be racist, because only white people, if you're to believe what the media propagates, only white people are racist, and Ed is not a white person, so therefore, he can't be racist.
I can't be racist. I mean, I am Mexican, and Mexican are racist against a lot of people. I'm not saying that's like not a normal thing, I don't know. How do I word that? Everybody has they're racist against something. Like growing up, like Mexicans hated Puerto Ricans. I never understood that. You know what I mean? Like it's just how you're raised, basically, and your environment. Like, I don't know. It's just weird how the media just does that. What happened? It flashed.
I turned off your echo stuff because it was starting to clip.
Oh, sorry.
So basically, this kind of leads into the next thing that I was going to talk about that I pulled from the headline. So again, for listeners out there, anyone out there watching live, this whole thing for this week is the media and how it is controlled and how it's propagated to put out in front of you to get you distracted from the real things that go on in life, and they push a narrative. The narrative that I've come across this week has all been something to do with political aspects, which seems to be 99% of the media that I see anymore anyways. And if anyone knows me personally knows I cannot stand politics.
Right.
And I don't understand how people dedicate their entire lives to posting nothing about politics. So for that, I feel like, are these real people? Which this is where the whole idea came from. I sent you something the other day that there's apparently a lot of fake profiles out there that are supposedly just going around and making statements to get people riled up. And they're supposedly from other countries, and they're doing that to cause dissension amongst us Americans. Is this a real thing, or is that more fake news? Like, I see the comments on all sorts of posts, and a lot of the posts typically have people showing me why we should not have social media in the first place, because some of the comments are heinous, they're awful, and then they're just downright stupid. And that can be for anything. It doesn't have to be political or whatever, like just in general. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that some people just don't understand the difference between who is a bot, who is not a bot, and what's being programmed anymore. So let's just take in the thing that's going on right now in Minnesota. We have the people from Somalia who supposedly gotten millions of dollars from some sort of black market, I don't know what the actual thing that they did, but they're supposedly taking money from the government. And this wasn't being used for what it was supposed to be being used for. The whole media is all about this right now. And for some reason, I've been seeing a lot of people making heinous comments about people from Somalia. Why is it all of a sudden now a thing that everyone hates these type of people just because the media said something about it? So now all of a sudden it's being propagated that everyone has to come out now and start hating on people from Somalia. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we bring up a story and now we're pushing that hate narrative, and everyone now has to fall in line and start hating on certain people because the media told us to, even though they didn't say to hate them. They just said something was brought up. They found out, and all of a sudden people are angry with them. So, and again, the first thing we talked about, the Cinnamon lady, she was arguing with people from Somalia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess that's right. They were, yeah, like that's kind of strange. Another tie-in. Let's say Somalia all of a sudden.
Yeah, like, so where did this all come from? Like, she started to call them racist terms, and they just so happened to be from the country that now everyone's starting to hate on because they were getting money in Minnesota.
I think it started with that Tom Hanks movie with the Somalian pirates. Let's blame Tom Hanks.
Here's the problem that I see with that. When that happened, the real life thing, everyone was happy when we blew them up. Like, the Navy went in and
Rescued it.
And
I've never seen that movie, but I kind of.
Spoiler alert: they killed the pirates. So for anyone that's not familiar with that story or the movie, like they took out the Somali pirates, and that was okay. But now the news and media is uproared because we're doing the same thing to supposedly these drug cartel boats, and that's a bad thing.
Right.
Where's the standards? It all depends on who's in the White House, apparently.
Right.
So it's good.
I mean, as a Mexican, American, I hate to tell you all this, but the cartel has been a long problem for the longest time. They're literally like their own terrorist group. And you wonder why Mexicans come over here, because they don't want to live in piss poor standards where their government gets paid by whoever. And like, you look at the cartel wrong and they'll chop up your family. And as a Mexican American, I'm kind of glad somebody's doing something about that. You know, that's its own terrorist group. I'm sorry. It really is. People get mad about all that, but Like I've had to hear all these stories since I was younger
But the
about
problem is,
Yeah.
who funds most of those cartels?
government.
One of the alphabet agencies that we can't
I
name.
mean, how do they get those crazy weapons they got? I know they got
Right.
some. They don't have just little pea shooter pistols.
Yeah,
But
they
I
all
guess
come from
that's
somewhere. Someone's funding them a lot of high-powered weapons and funding a lot of high-powered money.
we're saying about the fake profiles. I firsthand have noticed. Well, I could say the city, but there's a city around here where a certain council member will actually make fake profile and comment on a lot of that city's pages as someone else, which is kind of messed up considering it's supposed to be a councilman. I feel like this happens a lot. They'll just make a fake profile to steer the public view of that particular person or that city.
If it's
You
the
know.
same person that we've talked about before, that makes a lot of sense because that person's a douchebag in the first place.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but there might be other douchebags in other towns try to persuade people by making fake profiles. They might have somebody like sitting on a mountain or something and like one kid and have like no friends. I mean, not everybody is a sleuth and goes to every fake profile comment, but I could see where it could get out of hand.
well, that actually leads me to something I was going to talk about a little bit later. But today, I tried to accept a friend request on my Tinfoil Tells profile on Facebook, and it kicked me back saying that I wasn't allowed to do that. And then it's had this error message saying that some profiles have been, I don't know the exact term that it said, but basically it's limiting post and friend request and other things to prevent spam.
Mm.
And then when I posted that, other people commented on there that they have a limit of how many things they can like. Like if they like more than 10 photos or 10 posts in a day, they're locked from liking or reacting to posts. Why is that a thing? Like my friend mentioned on there that his profile was locked yesterday for something that he posted months ago that he doesn't even remember what he supposedly posted it. So are we back to the days of necro posts coming back to haunt us from something we said 20 years ago? I know that's blown out of proportion, but why all of a sudden now is it an issue that things that we post prior, now I know what the post was about, but it was flagged for something. And again, I wasn't even doing anything. Someone sent me a friend request. I was like, okay. And I looked at it and it looked like a normal profile. So I hit accept. And then it said I couldn't do that.
I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen to me from something stupid I said years ago. It's
It
coming.
doesn't have to be years ago. Some of the things you post every day comes back to haunt you.
I haven't got a shadow ban in a while. I try to behave myself lately.
One of the guys that was on the show before, he does Loyal to the Foil. He was getting millions of views, which that was crazy that his profile was getting that many views in the first place. I was like, shit, mine doesn't even get that many.
That's a lot of views.
But now he's showing me he's hardly getting anything. Like there's a big drop off on his analytics. And I'm like, I just wanted to get where you're at. How the hell did you get that far? So for someone that's shadow banned, that he's still being viewed by over 1 million people is kind of insane to me.
Yeah.
But
They're probably catching on your profile now.
probably. I've been labeled as spam. Maybe these shows are not under the radar like they used to be.
Seems sus.
Yeah, it seems a little sus. Speaking of sus, this is kind of funny here for the locals of Indiana, for anyone listening. The Senate has been being pressured by people in Washington to redistrict everything. And it was voted against again. And there's certain people in Washington that are super angry and making mean posts again that it didn't get passed and calling people cowards for not following his agenda. Yet, I think it's actually, if you believe in the whole voting system, if they're actually listening to the people, because pretty much over 70% of Indiana did not want to redistrict. And they listened to their people that vote for them and voted against it. twice.
Hmm.
Yeah. So my area was going to be tied into all the way up towards East Chicago and that side, like Gary, like where I'm at. Like, why do I have to be in? Like, it makes no sense of how they did the district lines. So they took like those areas that would be more, you would think, blue, and brought them way down here where it's straight up farmland red. Does that seem a little sus? It was done to eliminate the opportunity to let someone that wasn't a red blood have power.
That's really strange. That's like reaching.
Yeah. Now,
Would it be like on the map? Would it still the Indiana still be shaped that way, or is it gonna like have a?
oh, it'd still be shaped that way, but like
Oh, that doesn't make no sense then.
the states are set up in districts, and whoever would be
Right.
the representative would be voted in for that House of Representatives or whatever for Congress, and it'd basically be eliminating anyone that would be a Democrat.
Isn't that wrong though? Like what that
Isn't-
is?
Yes. It's limiting the ability for anyone to have a different opinion at that point. And I don't care if you're left or right or anything, but if you're trying to control it to where no one else besides what you believe in can be following you, that not sound like a democracy to me. Like, it's not giving people the choice because your voice at this point doesn't matter, which I've always said doesn't matter in the first place.
Right. Well,
Oh.
I didn't think people cared that much. I thought they just like meth in Indiana. Oh, whoops.
Can't say certain words like that. You're going to get canceled.
Is that why my thing blinked?
Probably. You said a keyword. I don't
didn't
care.
say I was doing that. I was just mentioning. I mean, if you can't mention the fact there's drugs out there and nobody's stopping them, then that kind of silence is very strange. Yeah, we got a drug epidemic in Indiana, just like anywhere else, but people really like their F and M here,
Yeah. And it'll get you killed.
right?
Speaking of getting people killed, have you paid much attention to this P. Diddy documentary that came out on Netflix?
My wife watched it, but I figured he's a disgusting person anyway. I almost don't need to watch it.
We watched it, but
Yeah.
the sheer fact of how much 50 Cent does not like P. Diddy, that he did this documentary and has all these videos and all these receipts and everything. Like, the dude is like worse when it comes to anyone that I know that holds a grudge. This dude has kept stuff for 20 years just to be able to go after this guy. So at least someone did, I guess.
How did he avoid being? I don't.
Money.
Okay, so I'm gonna go crazy and say like, okay, so like 50 Cent was famous, right? Super famous. How did he avoid talking about him and then still be in the ILL? Huh. You know what I mean? Like, I feel
He
like
didn't really
nobody
have
can-
any. He didn't really collaborate with him on anything.
Yeah, but like he got famous, so usually somebody famous is tied to that.
I don't
like
know.
he was in movies, and it's like, isn't he one of your kind though? I mean, and you can't really snitch on somebody in that club, and then maybe he's not. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think he was doing anything. I thought he was broke, or maybe that's a different rapper.
I don't know. I don't keep up on the hip hop scene.
I mean, he was obviously funding that. He was prepared, I guess.
Yeah, and anyone that's been making comments about it, he's been going after them too, with receipts too of when they made tweets from like 16 years ago about being at Diddy parties. Like, anytime someone
I
is
mean, if that's the case and he avoided everything, like he's gonna like be a legend then. I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I never had a problem with him. I mean, he seemed like a cool guy anyway, but like, yeah, he's gonna be a legend if a bunch of people go down and he's just smiling.
I don't know if anyone else is going to go down, because at this point, if you watch it, and Diddy pretty much got let go from any charges, so he's probably going to get pardoned here after a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't really serve any time. It goes back to the system of, if you have enough money, you can make things go away.
But his reputation's tainted in the public eye.
You know how many times he's been charged with shit?
A lot.
Yeah. Like, he let some other dude take a fall for getting like shooting at people. He was most likely involved, if you watch the thing, with the whole Tupac thing twice, because Tupac got shot twice, and both times was set up because of Diddy. And like right before he got famous, a bunch of people got killed at an event he had put on. Because before he was even a rapper, he was just trying to put on events. And that's how he got famous, by putting on like music event things. And he did this at a basketball thing, and people got trampled because they didn't have security there. But
Hmm.
the whole thing's interesting to me just because he pretty much came from Harlem and got up into being a billionaire by just screwing over the people that mattered. Like he wasn't paying the people that
He
represented.
was like under somebody, like a record producer's wing, though.
He was at first, and then they fired him, and then he started his own thing.
No, I meant like there was a higher up, like a white guy.
Yeah,
Maybe,
it was the dude that owned the record label.
maybe I didn't watch it. I'm just guessing like the things that I've heard of him.
Yeah, he got brought in. He got money from I forget what the label was, but a rich old white dude gave him money to start his own label, and he started bringing in people, but he wasn't paying his artist hardly anything, but he was getting all the profits.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So I sent you this earlier. I wanted to touch base on it. So for anyone out there that enjoys good old conspiracies and science fiction or science reality or whatever, there was a guy that supposedly got teleported today into a stolen vehicle. But he told the police after he crashed at 100 and something miles an hour that he wasn't actually the driver. He somehow got teleported into it right when it crashed. So that was his excuse as to why he shouldn't be arrested, because he wasn't the actual person that was stealing it. Someone else was, and he got teleported into the vehicle.
Sounds like satire, to be honest.
It kind of does, but again, seems a little sus to me. Is this fake news? Like, of all the random stories that I noticed, say this was the one that actually made me chuckle. I was like, I wonder if that was true or not. I was like, even if it's fake, I was like, it sounds completely ridiculous one way or the other.
I mean, after you told me that, I saw it. Even not in the article in the message, I saw it without you, and I'm like, why is this catching on?
It sounds funny. So again, they want to push that for some reason. So are they trying to secretly tell the world that there's teleportation? They're gonna.
I mean, I could use that. No joke.
We're going to be talking right now. The next thing you know, we're going to disappear, and I'm going to be in the middle of a shootout somewhere, and I'm going to catch a stray bullet.
Why is the stream like glitching?
I keep doing it because you start going. It was doing this last time we streamed.
Oh yeah, like I remember hearing it. It sounded like I was an 8-bit. Maybe it hates me.
I don't know. Ever since you dicked around with your settings on your thing, it's been weird. They just don't like us.
Apparently not. It sounds like I'm 8-bit.
Speaking of dislike, I still find it funny that the orange guy hates the crazy lady that was like his big supporter for so long, and all of a sudden now she's a traitor.
I don't understand all that. You know, I'm trying not to, like, yeah, he's mad at her, and it's like, I feel like that they just all turn on each other anyway.
I'm still waiting to see what's being drained, because at this point, it's been how many years of opportunities and nothing seems to have changed.
My balls are being drained from blue balls, right?
Well, then they wouldn't be blue anymore, would they?
No, you're right. I just want to say something lewd. Yeah, I don't know. I try not to get too much into the EPs because nobody wants to hear that half the time. I think they come here to escape from the P's. But yeah, you kind of wonder, like, all right, well, I'm kind of sick of this. It'd be nice if like everything went the way it should, and people don't have to tune out of reality, but we have to because reality's stupid sometimes.
The reality is it's terrible, and we're all stuck here watching the stupid thing on repeat, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So whoever's writing the script, they need to hire someone new, because I'm ready to check out because this show sucks.
We can't check out though. It's just like a car crash that we're forced to watch.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I think like the worst part is like everybody at one point got along, your friends, your family, and then it just got worse and worse, and like people
It
disappeared.
got worse in the last 10 years.
Yes, and deactivated their profiles when you used to just be cool with them, and at one, and depending on who it is and how sensitive they are, you could literally lose a friend. But it's like, were they really your friend then? It's because if you know somebody that well and deep, like they wouldn't just turn on you over like an outside source. That's just weird to me. Like it's wrong.
That's why I made that post today about someone unfriending me, because I was looking at Facebook memories and they were reacting to a post I had made a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Oh, it says add friend. What happened? Like, why did you?"
What was the post about?
I don't even remember what the post was about. It was just something they didn't like a laugh react to it or something. It was something dumb. It was actually it was band related. It was one of those posts where I'd said, "If you don't support me when I'm here, you don't support when I'm still here in 15 years." And it was like an empty stage with like 2 people watching the band playing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people like haha reacted to it, and a couple of them were people that I was like, "Oh, I wonder why we're not friends anymore."
Maybe because you're not a band anymore. There's no reason to keep you around.
One of the guys I used to work with, and he'd been over to my house not like 2 years ago. He came over to the house. So I was like, "What the fuck happened to him?" Like, I didn't bother him, but whatever.
He got sick of your show. That is weird. Sorry. Like, yeah, that's genuinely weird.
It just made me wonder. I was like, of all people, I was like, what did I do to him? Because some of the people that he's still friends with have always been douchey to me, but yet he kept them as friends, but now I'm not a friend to him. I was like, I wonder what I did to the guy.
Sometimes I think we need not a, what do you call it? Basically a questionnaire like that you're allowed to send after you get deleted.
Why are you unfriending this person?
Yeah.
That way they could know. Did not like what they posted. Had a disagreement. They're an asshole. They post too much stupid stuff.
Right. I mean, I think I'm old enough to want to hear the truth for the most part.
I think I can handle the truth. I don't think people can handle. That's the thing. I don't really post a whole lot on my normal profile anyways. So it's like, what did I do?
You ever notice it's not, I wouldn't say this is sus, but like in the news, I mean, this is off the cuff. You're seeing a lot of like teachers and pastors and like youth pastors getting busted for gross crimes.
Right.
And it's like an alarming rate. It's like the 3 letters decided like, oh, we better get a lid on this.
I doubt that, but I'm glad that it's coming out.
Same. I mean, like that's pretty screwed up. And like I had a conversation, he's like, it could be anybody now, and I'm like, well, don't look at me. I'm not into minors. Sorry, I'm not a youth pastor or a teacher.
Just minor chords or notes.
Minor chords for sure.
It's funny because without name dropping people like or the situation, but the dude that you're supposed to have been quote unquote working with or helping ended up becoming something like that. And you're like, dude, guilty by association. Don't be around that dude.
Well, I wasn't. I didn't know the dude. I just knew he was. I'm just saying, like, yeah. No, like, I was actually telling somebody that because we look similar because everybody looks like me, I guess. And I showed a guy, and I'm like, well, that band. I won't say the name. There's all these old pictures of me when I was in that band, and I had not been playing in that band for like so long. And I'm wondering if people think that I'm still in the band because of pictures of him, because I look so similar to that guy at a quick glance. I'm like, it has.
For anyone listening that's not Ed, he's right here, right now. He's not in jail.
No,
we're not live streaming from
from Diddy's house. No, it hasn't come to bite me in the ass because, but you could see, but you understand, like you could find a crazy person and be like, you're screwed up. What are you know what I mean? They could come after me because people are stupid like that. They just see what's on the surface.
Here's what I thought about. Like people can literally just make anything up at one point or another and just say you did something to them years ago. And then what? Well, they don't have proof, but like, does that automatically like ruin your reputation because someone said 25 years ago you took your finger and poked them in the butthole? Like,
well, that's how cancel culture works. Sometimes they could just like go with whatever mind I've set idea and then just attack them. I'm not saying like everybody's innocent all the time, but like sometimes stuff gets blown out of proportion. You're actually ruining somebody's life if you don't have the actual factual evidence, but you just the hearsay. That's kind of scary sometimes. You wonder.
I've wondered how many times this has happened to people, and this is not me trying to say that the people that are come out and accusing people are all doing it for monetary reasons, but like even with this whole Diddy thing, it took one person to come out, then all of a sudden there was hundreds of lawsuits.
Mm.
There's like supposedly there's like still over 70 open. So 30 of them or something were like dismissed. But why all of a sudden did it take that to happen before everyone stepped up? Even like look at these football players. One person claims that this guy made them have sexual relations like they were giving them a massage. And then all of a sudden 20 and more people pop up claiming that he did it to them too. But they're not trying to get him arrested. They're just trying to sue for money. And that's where I get a little sus about the whole concept is if someone was really assaulting me, I don't think like everyone else, but just my own opinion. If someone assaulted me, I would want them to go to jail, but they're suing for money. So when you start to sue for money, are you actually wanting to sue them for what they did to you, or are you just trying to cash in?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of scummy.
For who's listening out there, this is a question I have for you. Feel free to chime in or comment later.
Chime in.
But basically, what do you think if you see these things pop up online and you see people saying that they're suing these people, they're being sued and everything, but it's not for the fact that they want them to go to jail. They're not being on trial for charges or anything. They're on trial or being sued because of monetary issues. Well, to me, that seems a little sus that if you really were being, I can't say the R word, but if they did that to you, would that not, wouldn't you want them to go to prison? Instead, you're trying to sue them for money. So that's where I get hung up on it.
Like trauma's not important, cash is, or I should say, taking care of your trauma is not important, cash is.
And I guess that's how you take care of trauma and stuff is being paid off. I guess money does fix everything, they claim.
I guess. Yeah, I haven't looked. I haven't looked that far into the Diddy thing.
The other thing about money that I thought was weird is the ongoing war between Candace Owens and Turning Point. The lady, I don't know anything about these people because I don't care about them in the sense that some people do, but I don't. I just found it strange that they were both on the same team at one point, I thought, or at least on the same aisle, the same lanes. But Candace Owens is claiming that the people over in Israel are targeting her, and they were also what targeted Charlie, and the wife was involved in and got paid. Like the whole thing's weird, and people are getting really mad about it. People are leaving like heinous comments about it, just like what happened after the dude was shot. Whatever. They're mad at the wife. They're making comments about her. They're making comments about that. And they're making again. It goes back to what is being pushed on to everyone. Is it all fake? Is it all real? Like, are they just continuing to argue just to keep everyone distracted? Which is what I lean more towards is it's more noise in the echo chamber.
Yeah, I don't even lead an exciting life that way that I have to be on the news all the time. Like the Kardashians, there's always something going on with that stupid family that they have to be on the news all the time. And politically, there's always something going on. They got to be on the news all the time. Like, I couldn't even ask for a more exciting life, I guess. Because, yeah, for day to day, I'm live just a boring life. But other people, man, they got it made.
I thought it was strange that they're so argumentative with each other, and the one lady thinks that they're targeting her next, and she's going to be this, like the next one in line. And then I saw something today that Musk won't go in public appearances anymore because he said he will be the next one. He'll get got.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I'm like, I Who actually sees him in public? I don't even know if he's a real person either.
Did you see the photo where it was Mark Zuckerberg and he was taking a normal photo, but on the shelf behind him was a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's. It's on a bookshelf. It shouldn't even be there, but you can tell it's a Sweet Baby Ray's bottle. They're like, what? That's him thinking that he's trying to be blending in with humans. The Sweet Baby Ray's is good and people like it, so he's going to have it on the shelf in the background so he looks more human.
There's an AI video then.
I don't know. It was just a random thing of Sweet Baby Ray's up on a shelf where it shouldn't have had any food at it. It was like
You don't have to, you know what? You don't have to show up in public anymore. Just make an AI video and people think you're out doing, grocery shopping or getting like a twisty cone.
We're going to start doing AI podcasts. It's not going to be you and me in here anymore. It's just going to be our voices morphed into AI videos of ourselves.
That's a long video. Most of them don't make a video that long.
It'd take 10 days to generate enough content just to put it into a video format. It'd take longer to do that than actually just record the video.
Right. We'll get there.
We'll come back, circle back around here in the next couple of years. AI will be a lot longer.
Right.
You sent something to me yesterday, I think it was, and I thought it was strange of all of a sudden that the Vatican's returning stuff to the indigenous peoples that they stole from them.
Oh yeah, that was kind of like, what is the Vatican doing with that stuff?
They had it for all these years, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, here, we've had this for we stole this from your ancestors hundreds of years ago, but you guys can have it back now.
Why do they have it? Like, what does the Catholic Church have anything to do with that?
Well, the Catholic Church had a lot to do with everything back in the day.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, obviously. It's just, yeah, it is. The timing's weird. You would think the museums would return stuff too, like the Smithsonian.
Maybe they know Atlas 3 is on its way and they're about to all get taken out anyway, so they're just trying to do one last good deed.
2 more days.
Return stuff to the people they stole to try and get back in the good graces of whatever deity that is in charge of these aliens.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
16th.
I thought it was the 13th.
I don't know.
Was it 16th? Let me look.
I don't remember. I know that I hope it's not 2 days because I'm going to be at my Christmas party and I want to enjoy that.
Well, if it's on the 16th, I have the day off. I have a dentist appointment and a haircut, so I'm going to look snazzy when it crashes.
Yeah, I'll look snazzy at our Christmas party. I've got my suit and all that stuff for it. So we're going to be having a good old time on the cold town tonight when the mothership comes through and start Independence Day in our asses.
We should probably take bets, see what happens.
I'm going to say nothing.
Then the media, then we're allowed to post that the media lie to us again about this. Oh, the Atlas, nobody knows. Harvard scientists say it might be our end. I'm like, how do they know anything?
They can tell by the glow from billions of miles away that it was something coming to wipe us out. Or it just could be a comet coming through. Or most likely it was nothing.
But why make a big deal out of it? It's just, is that what the media has come to? Like, we're going to make a big deal about nothing.
Yes. That's the media as a whole. Make a big deal about nothing.
Why do we have the media anymore? All it is doom and gloom. Like, I feel like we should just unplug it.
You got this. After you sent this to me, I think you sent it to me, or did I send it to you first? The whole warning about traveling to Niger. Did you send that to me?
Yeah, I sent that to you.
I see it all the time now. If I'm doom scrolling, it pops up like Canada warning about traveling. And I was like, first of all, I'm not going into Niger, and I'm also not Canadian. So why am I getting this sponsored advertisement warning me that it's not safe to travel to Niger? When was the last time it's been safe to travel to Niger, to be honest? Isn't that one of those war-ridden countries in Africa that they always talk about, that they're always like killing each other? Or is that the Congo? I don't keep up on my other countries' bullshit.
Geography, yeah. I don't either. That's why I'm like, I don't understand why we have to like get involved with everything else. Well, they're gonna come get us. I'm like, well, maybe it's our time. Like we're just rotten people. We're just rotten people right now here. I'm not saying we're all rotten, but man, we got drug problems. Nobody can get along. Well, I could just list all sorts of things wrong, but
it's an epidemic of crappy people.
For sure. Like, it's funny. I was joking with my wife how like the military is going to Chicago and it's wrong. They're taking people hostage, like or whatever, like the whole ICE thing. And I'm like, Chicago is a shitty town. You realize that, right? Like you go in one wrong neighborhood, you may not come out. Like Chicago's had such crime rate for so long. Apparently it went down, but I don't really know. I just don't like that city. It's just overwhelming.
Here's what I always found funny about this situation. Chicago is a gun-free area. They have one of the highest crime and murder rates per capita, but yet they're not allowed to have weapons there. Explain this to me. How does that work? Just because you took weapons away from the law-abiding citizens, anyone that's actually out there doing crimes and committing acts of violence most likely don't give two craps about the laws.
No.
So you're taking away the people's way of defending themselves by giving the quote-unquote bad people are still going to have those weapons. So you're taking away the only opportunity for someone to defend themselves. So the law-abiding citizens are going to get rid of the weapons, but the bad people are still going to have the weapons that they gotten rid of because they stole them from somebody else most likely, and they're going to go out there and use them against the people that no longer have the weapons.
I mean, that goes for every city, really.
It goes for the whole thing in the whole country. When people want to talk about disarming the whole country, you can come take my guns from my dead hands. Well, I don't see that happening in the first place because unless we're in a complete whack job civil war, which a lot of people keep posting about that stuff too, is what they want to happen. Does no one understand, like, if that happens, like, it's not going to be like me and you just sitting here and like, yep, my neighbor's out there shooting at the guy across the street. That's not how it works. Like, we're not going to be going to work. We can't go to Walmart and get that thing of milk because there is no more milk being produced right now because everyone's out there shooting each other.
Yeah, we kind of need to function as a society to survive regardless of how much of an uproar we should have. Like, come on. This ain't what's that movie where you're allowed to kill somebody one night? I've never seen it.
The Purge.
I've never seen that movie.
I don't know if we should have a purge, but I do agree that we should have a 100% free day to just drop kick somebody.
Oh, or slap maybe?
Yes, like just
one type of wrestling move.
A drop kick, a throat punch, anything that I can't say anything because then that's when it gets too violent, but a day to at least just punch somebody that deserves it.
Remember Lex Luger, the wrestler?
The wreck? Yeah.
No, the running forearm.
He supposedly had a metal plate in his arm. And
I was thinking about that at work. I'm like, that'd be fun.
Like to have a metal plate in your arm and just forearm.
Run at someone and hit him.
Close.
I wonder if he still does that. I mean, he's old now, but
I'm pretty sure he's in a wheelchair.
Oh shoot, he was pretty built, but yeah, I was thinking about that at work. Don't ask me why I thought of that.
He's had a lot of like drug-related problems from all the lifting of things and body enhancing and whatever. So he's
all the injuries. Man, it sucks to be a wrestler.
It does because everyone says it's fake, but it takes a toll on them.
It might be. It's orchestrated. I mean, you're gonna do some high jumps and get smacked and you got to do that every night almost because
you realize rings are made out of plywood. Everyone says it's like a trampoline. It's like it's not. It's literally like plywood they're falling on. So they do have to learn how to take a bump, and that's to learn how to fall on the plywood. It's just plywood with like the same type of material that they'd put on it's a mat, but it's not like a padded mat. So it's so there really isn't a whole lot of give. The plywood itself has like a bend to it to where it kind of buckles, so it makes that noise. So there's a little bit of a bump, but it's not like they're falling on a trampoline. Everyone's
Wouldn't it break though after a while?
I don't know how they do it or whatever, but I just know that there's plywood on it. There's certain ways they have to land. They have to train themselves how to fall on it. Like one of the first things, if you ever watch like people training for wrestling, they make them hold their hands like this, almost like a trust fall. And they have to keep doing so many of falling on their back. but they have to learn how to tuck their head so they're not actually hitting their head on the ground when they're falling on their back, and you have to land flat back.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to it that most people don't understand.
But there's so much the body can take, and then after a while, you're like, ugh.
I used to do flips and stuff out on the main, like on the ground, like just fly flat on my back, just laying on my back. And I was like a teenager at the time. Nowadays, I do it, I would never get up again, and my back would be broken in like 15 places.
Oh, to be young again, have that.
I used to run and jump and do like almost like parkour stupidity stuff. Nowadays, I look at one thing and I already hurt without even attempting it.
That reminds me, speaking of like the body breaking down, I think I sent you that video about CBD oil. And like somebody can't confirm if that was actually posted by certain orange people.
I don't know, but did you see that? It's on topic, but off topic. It's being pushed through for the state of Indiana that any type of like anything produced from that is about to be banned.
Really?
So, yeah, so the oils and stuff that I've seen floating around, again, it could be fake news, I don't know. But supposedly it's one of the things on their docket to vote on is if they're going to outlaw any type of hemp-related product. So anything that was made from any type of plant like that has any sort of CBD or any sort of element to it, they're going to outlaw it here in the state of Indiana.
I don't think it can because he legalized it. Can't really fight him, right?
The state can still make things illegal. Like, if you look at places like in Kentucky where it's legal to buy alcohol in America, but yet they still have dry states where in the counties of Kentucky where you can't buy alcohol because it's illegal. So I think it's still up to
I've wondered why that is. Maybe it's people crazy down there. They can't hold their liquor.
I don't know. We were just down there a couple months ago and it seemed pretty normal to me.
Well,
we weren't in the hills and the hollers though.
Exactly. We were just in like a flat piece of land.
I was kind of disappointed because I thought we were going to go out and hunt for goblins, and it was just pretty flat.
And the whole city was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You guys seen any monsters around here? Like, what?
Right. But no, like, I don't see why they want to make any CBD illegal. I don't understand. Like, you have other problems, man. I think it's probably the drug corporations in Indiana. I won't say the names, but like,
I'll say it.
That's the only reason why they want to have CBD oil. Oh, then that'll eat into our profits. Oh, you feel good by a couple droplets? No. Take these pills that the doctor prescribed you, because that's all we can produce, and that's all we think you should have at any point in time. Ugh.
Yeah.
I had to have a distaste for the pharmaceutical companies. I hate them. It sucks. Like, if you have a headache, sure.
That'll be on our docket here in the next couple of episodes. We're going to dive into Big Pharma, how they suck.
Oh yeah, I guess I want to spoil too much how I hate them, but that's just a taste of it.
There's a lot of hatred when it comes to Big Pharma, just because we'll save it for another episode. Just know,
look, I'm pointing at the people, and you're the reason why. Some of you who are relying on the pharmaceutical companies, you don't question it. You just take it as it is and think it's going to fix your life. It's your fault. Sorry.
Let's just say that I have some medical issues and they give me medications, and one of the medications could have made me start coughing as a side effect. So instead of treating me for a different medication, they gave me another medication to counteract the side effect.
Damn.
Does that make sense? Like, instead of fixing the problem, we're just giving more pills to cover up the issues. Like, we're not helping anyone. We're just masking it, putting Band-Aids on it. Like, what happened to trying to actually help people and cure people rather than, we don't want a cure, we just need a returning client. All about the money. All about the Benjamins. But again, we'll dive into that on another episode.
Yeah.
The thing that we're going to talk about next before we wrap this up is important because I think it's coming for us here soon, and it's not anything good. Australia has recently just voted to ban social media for their children, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But what that's doing you're going to have to show ID to prove who you are. And this is where it's going to come into play to bite people in the ass. So people like you and me who might post some stupid stuff here and there just to think we're funny, eventually, if that gets over here, they're going to want to verify our age. And by doing that, they're going to want a real ID of us who's a link to this account. And then by that point, they know who we are based off of that. So they're going to use that information against us so they can go into our identities and say, this person at this time made this post against you, and they made this post, and they said this, and they said that. They're going to stack all this information against someone. So when you get onto their radar to where they don't like you and you say some bad things, and all of a sudden you're now public enemy number one, and your identity is being linked to your social account. So they know exactly who you are, where you live, and everything about you because they have your personal identification, and they can turn that around against you and screw you for jobs, banks, anything that you're trying to do, because all of a sudden now you've given them your identity. Does no one think about that? Or am I just a conspiracy nut over here talking about it?
Might be a nut. I mean, because most adult websites ask you the same thing, but they're not like coming back at you about what you wanked off to.
Yeah, but that's on the horizon. They have someone out there, your FBI agent right now is watching you like, God damn it, Edward, you and this friggin' Brazilian.
That's a lot of FBI agents to watch people wank. That
I know.
Because
they have AI to do that now.
Anyway, here comes AI. But somebody's back to the AI, huh? Oh, man.
Yeah. You know that they've got someone out there that listens to what we're talking about, and certain words get picked up. And there's been guys that have come out from the CIA and the NSA or whatever. I just dropped all the alphabet agencies, so now we're already being monitored. But basically, someone come out and said that, yes, there are certain keywords where they listen to your phone conversation. So even if my phone's just sitting here right now, if we say a certain word, they're listening. Same thing like on this live stream. People out there are listening. People out there that we don't know that are listening because certain words were said. So an automatic program is starting to monitor what was said.
Damn it.
But if you think about that, it's already being implemented here in America because now it's been passed or being pushed through that anyone that's wanting to come travel to America has to show 5 years worth of identity or social media accounts. So you have to show your social media proof to come travel here in America. That was one of the things that was talked about this week. Because they don't want people that hate America coming over to America.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the concept, but if they're already going to start monitoring people's social media profiles, and in other countries are requiring people to show identification to have social media, at what point do we become the society here that we have to show our identification for our social media, and then anything that we post and they don't agree with, they start coming after us next? All we're doing is giving them more fuel for the fire, and the only thing that we're doing now is being stupid enough to fall for it and allow it to happen.
Well, I mean, push comes shove, I guess.
There's also my opinion that some people probably shouldn't have social media in the first place because when they come out here and talk, and people could think this about me, some people don't deserve to have the voice and the power that they have because some of their opinions are so stupid and bad that all it does is continue to spread hate and negativity. And I try not to do that because I don't hate and try and be negative to anybody or a specific group. But I think a lot of people are stupid and don't understand that. Does that make me better than people? No, but at least I'm honest with myself to know that I don't like seeing people being put in a situation to where they have no choice. And you have people that come out here and use a platform to belittle everybody else. The problem is we also have people in power that do that too. And I'm not leaning left. I'm not leaning right. I'm not leaning any direction because I hate it all. Why can't we just be about the people? Whatever happened to that?
Selfishness. I think I brought that up last time.
Money, selfishness. Like, again, and it's always going to circle back to how I feel. Like, basically, I think we the people needs to be we the people. And that's not been a thing since how many years? A long time.
I didn't think they wrote that. We weren't around. History's
been changed.
too much. I don't even think that paper exists.
You sent this thing this morning, and so we're going to end this one at. But you sent this morning that the dollar bill is not worth how many percent since it was? Like it decreased in value like 70%, something like that,
Something like that.
since 1913. Well, what happened in 1913? The Federal Reserve was created.
Yup.
So, just drop your headset.
Yeah, when I made the shocked face for some odd reason, my headset fell off. It's so mind blowing, and my headset fell off. No, but like that's so weird.
This
That
is why
whole like
people need to watch live because they get to see us. Because if you're just listening, that's fine, but you don't get to see Ed's headset just blow right off his head.
stupid things that I do.
But there's just so many little things here and there that seem to be strange to me that we don't ever seem to acknowledge. People just ignore it or whatever. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this show. That's why we talk about some of the things we talk about, because how many times do we just ignore what we see, or we see something and we don't question it?
Do you think nowadays, I don't know how, I'll never know what it's like to be in school because I'm old, but like, do you ever think like all these kids that learn all these conspiracies or what they think about history, they ask their teacher and then they get sent to the office, principal's office, like, wait, the Federal Reserve is wrong. No, you need to calm down, read your book. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
how
Kids,
is,
we've made it to where kids don't question anything anymore because they're pushed on everything given to them from a computer and by their tablets. Like all schools been forced to go to this new system of everything is done digitally. My daughter, who's in first grade, had a math problem last night that I had to explain how to do it to. And I was like, why in the hell does a first grader have this as a math problem? It was 9 minus 5 is equal to 3 plus blank. Do you know the answer to that?
no.
This is what they're asking a first grader. Does anyone out there listening know what the actual answer is?
They're looking for the
What is common? It's equal to what? So 9 minus 4 is 5. 3
Correct.
plus blank is what? It's got to be equal to. So it'd be 3 plus 2. The answer was 2 equals 5. There was no equals though. But because you have to understand that they're asking you 3 minus 4 is equal to 3 plus blank. So the answer would have been 5, but you have to put in the 2 to get to that 5, even though they don't show 5 at all.
You lost me. I hate math.
Yeah, well, this is what they're asking my first grader.
They're looking for the idiot savant amongst the kids.
So my child loves school, but now she doesn't like school that much because she says it's hard. Well, I looked at her math, and yes, I agree. For a 6-year-old, this should not be a question. This is stuff that's like more older child math. What happened to 2 plus 2? Guess we don't do that these days.
Apparently not. It's like they're looking for all the math geniuses at an early age.
Clearly.
I had a conversation with a coworker earlier, and the lady in the office was talking to him about certain things and parts, and she's like, yeah, everybody says how you can remember everything number wise. And I went to my coworker, I go, either you're an idiot savant or you're a stalker. That's how you remember numbers that well.
I'm good at remembering numbers too.
I can't remember.
I deal with numbers all the time for work, and I've dealt with them for a long time. So basic math and like areas and stuff like that, I'm great with. When it comes to letters and algebra and weird stuff that is not basic math problems, and I don't know what the hell to do.
Well, this is like he has a good memory about all these parts we make, and they all have different numbers. And I'm like, I don't even know. That's why I'm like, he's either a stalker or idiot savant, one of the two.
Who knows? People have different ways of processing things. The way I do my math is not the acceptable way of doing math, but it is what it is, I guess.
I have no talent.
Well, I think we're going to wrap this one up again. If you've ever had an instance to where you've been reading something online and you found out that it wasn't true, and you probably just got pissed off about something that was probably fake news, that happens to a lot of us. Don't trust what the media tells you, because the media is all bias. I don't care what they claim. If you listen to any big media corporation. They're most likely owned by someone that has some sort of political affiliation to one side or the other. Or they're published from other countries that also fund these other things.
Sorry, Hoops McCann. He showed up late. That's my buddy Mikey. We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave soon. Sorry, Mikey.
You showed up too late to the fun time, buddy.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks for showing up, though.
Yeah.
And again, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, we do these live on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Tinfoil Tells YouTube channel. So make sure to hop over there and watch live so you can see our stupid faces.
Right.
If you want to join the chat, you can join the chat, talk to us while we're doing this. Again, every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Tinfoil Tells YouTube channel. And
that reminds me, is this things we think of, or are we open to suggestions from other people?
Anyone that has suggestions of what do you want us to look into or talk about or what seems sus to you, make sure to reach out to us because we were open to all sorts of things. It's whatever goes on in the world that seems a little suspicious. That is what the name comes from, because there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on. There's a lot of things that I see, and I'm just like, this doesn't seem right.
Right.
And I know the listeners out there are smart individuals because you're listening to this show. So that means you probably see a lot of sus out there.
A lot of sus.
Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Ed. We will be back next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to Tinfoil Tells at, because it does help fight the algorithms. And all they try to do is keep me down. So you know what that means. They don't want me to succeed. They don't want us to be out there talking. They want to keep us silenced. They'll give them the middle finger and a good old fuck you because we're not going to shut up.